John Deere is now at the center of a storm. Farmers are furious over restricted repair policies, workers are outraged as jobs move to Mexico, and even Donald Trump is threatening the company with massive tariffs. As criticism mounts from every direction, CEO John May has made a statement that's shaking the industry to its core. But will his words calm the storm, or spark an even bigger fight?
Pare down the workforce or facilities?
No, maybe in some cases that might be an outcome where if we have a market that is in, very difficult financial conditions, that might be an option. But typically what we try to do is our vision for each of the markets we're in, we have a long-term vision.
At the heart of the controversy is the juxtaposition between the company's record-breaking profits and its choice to downsize the US-based workforce. For years, John Deere has been a symbol of American agricultural strength, representing innovation and reliability. This latest move, however, seems to undermine that image, leaving many workers and farmers feeling betrayed. The company's reasoning doesn't sit well with critics. While John Deere cites rising operational costs and fluctuating demand for agricultural equipment as key factors for relocating, skeptics see it differently. For them, this is less about financial prudence and more about chasing cheaper labor in Mexico. The move has fueled accusations of prioritizing profit margins over the very workforce that helped build John Deere's reputation. Workers argue that these layoffs, which come at a time when the company is thriving financially, highlight a troubling double standard. How can a company celebrate billions in profits while cutting American jobs? The fallout is palpable. Farmers, many of whom rely on John Deere products to sustain their livelihoods, feel an acute sense of disappointment. The brand that once championed American agriculture now appears to be turning its back on its roots. This perceived hypocrisy has eroded trust and created a growing divide between the company and its core supporters. While John Deere insists that these changes are necessary to stay competitive in an increasingly globalized market, the damage to its public image may take years to repair.
Their manufacturing business to Mexico. I'm just notifying John Deere right now. If you do that, we're putting a 200% tariff on everything that you want to sell into the United States, so that if I win, John Deere is going to be paying a 200%. They haven't started it yet.
John Deere's decision to move operations to Mexico didn't just upset workers and farmers, it caught the attention of President Donald Trump. Known for his hardline stance on protecting American jobs, Trump has threatened to impose a staggering 200% tariff on John Deere products if the company proceeds with its relocation plans. This bold move has injected a political charge into an already contentious issue, aiming to rally working-class voters who often feel sidelined by corporate decisions prioritizing profit over people. Trump's proposed tariffs, however, come with their own set of complications. History shows that such measures can lead to unintended consequences, including retaliatory actions. The trade war with China between 2018 and 2019 is a clear example of how tariffs can backfire. During that period, American farmers bore the brunt of retaliatory tariffs, losing access to critical markets and suffering significant financial losses. If Mexico were to respond in kind, the implications could be devastating for U.S. agriculture. With over $28 billion in agricultural exports to Mexico in 2022, any disruption in trade relations could spell disaster for farmers already struggling with rising costs and unpredictable markets. The brewing political battle also places John Deere in a precarious position. The company must navigate not only the economic realities of a global market, but also the political and public backlash that comes with its decisions. Trump's intervention has heightened the stakes, transforming what might have been seen as a business decision into a polarizing issue with national implications. The pressure is mounting, and John Deere must find a way to reconcile its corporate strategies with the expectations of its stakeholders.
Just notice behind me John Deere tractors. I know a lot about John Deere. I love the company, but as you know, they've announced a few days ago that they're going to move a lot of their manufacturing business to Mexico. I'm just notifying John Deere right now.
Faced with mounting criticism, John Deere CEO John May has stepped into the spotlight to defend the company's actions. Acknowledging the frustrations of farmers and workers alike, May emphasized John Deere's commitment to its customers while firmly standing by the company's strategies. He addressed the right to repair movement head-on, acknowledging the challenges farmers face when restricted from repairing their equipment. At the same time, he defended the need for intellectual property protection, arguing that safeguarding proprietary technology is essential for innovation and safety. May highlighted the steps John Deere has taken to improve customer service. For example, the company has rolled out enhanced diagnostic tools, such as updated versions of the Customer Service Advisor, to empower farmers with great control over their machinery. Additionally, efforts to expand the network of service providers aim to reduce repair delays, particularly in remote areas. These initiatives reflect an effort to strike a balance between customer empowerment and the need to protect integrity of advanced agricultural technology. The challenges farmers face today go far beyond broken machinery or manufacturing decisions. It's a whirlwind of financial pressures, unpredictable markets, and the relentless pace of technological advancements. Take input costs, for example. Prices for seeds, fertilizer, and fuel are soaring, putting immense strain on farmers with already tight budgets. Machinery maintenance, another essential expense, has become increasingly burdensome, especially with John Deere's restrictive repair policies adding insult to injury. These rising costs are no small matter. They threaten the very survival of countless farms. Commodity price fluctuations add another layer of unpredictability. Farmers don't just deal with the physical demands of agriculture, they're at the mercy of volatile markets. A bump harvest might seem like a blessing, but it can crash prices, leaving farmers struggling to make ends meet. On the other hand, poor weather or global crises can send prices skyrocketing, which might sound good for sales but create chaos in planning and operations. This uncertainty makes it nearly impossible for farmers to budget or expand their businesses with confidence. Small farms bear the brunt of these pressures. Unlike massive agribusinesses, small operations lack the financial cushion to weather economic storms. The consolidation of agriculture into the hands of fewer, larger corporations doesn't just hurt small farmers. It also chips away at local economies and reduces the diversity of food crops available to consumers. It's a grim reality where the rich get richer and small farms struggle to stay afloat. The manufacturing sector plays a critical role in the equation. When companies like John Deere move operations overseas, it's not just jobs that are lost. Domestic innovation suffers as well, with fewer resources invested in local R&D and workforce training. Relocating production for cost efficiency might make sense on paper, but the long-term impact on economic stability and community resilience is devastating. The choices companies make don't just affect their bottom line. They reshape the fabric of industries like agriculture. Farmers, workers, and consumers all bear the cost of these decisions, whether through lost jobs, higher prices, or diminished trust in the brands that they rely on. Tariffs are a polarizing topic in agriculture, and Trump's proposed 200% tariff on John Deere products is no exception. For some, it feels like a necessary wake-up call to hold corporations accountable for prioritizing profit over American jobs. But tariffs are a double-edged sword. History has shown that they often lead to retaliatory measures, which can hit farmers where it hurts the most. During the trade war with China, for example, American farmers faced steep retaliatory tariffs on key exports, like pork and soybeans, leading to billions in losses. If Mexico responds similarly to Trump's proposed tariffs, the fallout could be catastrophic for U.S. agriculture, especially since Mexico is one of its largest trading partners. What might offer more hope is the role of innovation and strategic policy changes in shaping the future of farming. Technology is already revolutionizing the agricultural sector. Precision farming tools, AI-driven equipment, and sustainable practices have the potential to reduce costs, increase efficiency, and minimize environmental impact. But for these advancements to truly benefit farmers, corporate policies must be inclusive. Companies like John Deere need to ensure that innovation empowers rather than restricts farmers. Offering affordable solutions and fair access to repair tools and training could bridge the growing divide between manufacturers and the agricultural community. So, what are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments below.